but I think that should give us what we need. The other cool thing is I can bleep us out if we're swearing, but I have to do it while we're swearing. I can play the air horn, applause. So if we open up with some applause. Okay, thank you. I should. It's pretty cool. Anyway.
That's why we need some headphones, because I was like, dude, we can't hear nothing.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the only reason that we would need headphones, is so that we could hear what if I do anything here. But then we can also make sure that we're close enough to the mics. So, but we'll see what happens. I think, like I said, I tested everything yesterday. It sounded all pretty good. So anyway, let's kick it off. Good morning.
Good morning.
How's your week been?
Pretty good.
Yeah?
All right.
Must be nice.
Ding. Well, no, you know what? I won't say nice. I'll say it has been fruitful. It has been eventful. I have
Fruitful, nice.
I will say I have I've been to bed like 11:30 every night, if not later. It has I've missed the gym. I missed the gym. I was telling my wife that yesterday that I think Monday we hit the gym.
Yep.
Tuesday, no.
I did.
Well, I didn't. I was up late again.
Did you Monday? I don't think you did Monday either. No, you didn't Monday. This was the first week that every day you texted me and said, hey.
I've not texted you every day. You've texted me.
I'm saying the first 2 days, actually every day. I did text you the other 2 days, but either way, you've been busy every night, so you haven't made it this week, which is fine.
Yeah, but
yeah.
My thing is, if I go to bed at past 11:30 midnight, it is not. I'm dead to the world.
Yeah.
If I wake up at 3.
No, I agree, and that's why I go to bed at 8. Hopefully.
Well, no, I try to go to bed around 8:39, but things happen.
Yeah. So
work needs to be done.
Yeah. So this week, last week, let's see, you were out of town last week.
Yep.
Was that last week?
Yeah.
It feels like it was months ago already.
Oh, yeah, I was in Cali last week.
Yep. So last week you were out of town, so we only shot one last Friday.
Yep.
This week I was sick, so we only shot one on Monday. So here we are today shooting another one. And in the interim, after Monday, we had a snafu where the camera decided to stop recording or something was wrong with the audio. I don't know. So we just got fed up with it and bought the equipment that we needed to record unlimited for both. So we can do whatever we want now. What you guys don't see is we have a third mic, third setup, so that we can start having guests on here.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, well, obviously something will change. Because this shoved in this corner. Oh, that's the other thing you might notice is that we are also not in the studio anymore, which is simply because we kind of decided to stop using their space. It was free and it was great, but we were limited. Actually, we weren't really limited. He said we could use it any time of the day, but his employees start showing up at 6 a.m., and I felt as though it's not our space. I didn't feel right about, being in there while they're working and taking up their space. And it just, it was nice to be able to use it, but I didn't feel right about abusing the ability to use it. So my office, a couple of units down, has this little conference space lounge area that we're set up in right now. We'll use this for a little while. We'll probably put some black sheets against the back wall or something so that you don't see the window and all that. But luckily with the new equipment, you can't hear the whining AC vent.
Whole green screen setup.
Yeah, that way we have mountains behind us.
Well, no, I'm not saying that. I have a black
backdrop.
Yeah.
Either way, yeah, if we can something, you know what I mean? We'll put something back here.
Well, I didn't think of that.
Regardless, we got a new setup. It feels good to be nice and fresh and rejuvenated since we both got enough sleep this week for the first time.
Okay, I have not got enough sleep. I am trying to get enough sleep.
I didn't sleep Tuesday night into Wednesday because I was really sick, and but now, after the last couple days, I decided I'm fine this morning, but I decided to skip the gym one more day just to make sure I had enough rest and rejuvenation before I go back in there and blow myself right back into the floor for by being sick. So but it's funny because somebody had asked me a little while back, how do you guys prevent burnout, right? And I was like, oh, time management, blah, blah, blah. But now I'm realizing that we don't. we
No.
we do burnout, and then we take a week off or take a couple days off, and then we get back to it. Like
Yeah, and that's why
seems to be like I get real sick from being burnt out, and I don't like to admit that, but now I'm realizing that that's what it is.
I mean, so on the whole burnout, it's one of those things that obviously you can only do something for so long.
Yeah.
Now, what I will say about burnout, it is everybody's bounce back is different from a burnout. Sometimes it takes a year to get back into the field, into what you're doing because you got burnt out so bad. I think really the key is just being able to go, okay, I got burnt out. Well, here's 3 days, boom, I'm back.
Yeah.
Instead of dwelling on it, going, what did I just do? I'm tired. It's like, okay, if you're tired, guess what? Take a nap. Like, I can't hint at this enough is when you're going just, full bore. And I don't know how many times in the last month that on my lunch break I've taken a 30-minute nap because I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm not superhuman. I'm not saying I don't get tired. I'm not these crazy people who go, I never get tired. I get tired.
Yeah, I would say probably once every week for sure, but at least once a week, sometimes twice a week. After our podcast or whatever, if we're not podcasting, I'll go home and I do squeeze in a 30-minute nap or something in the morning. Because I work from the office and I'm running around, I don't have time to take an afternoon one. But if I had it, you know what I mean? Like if there was room, there's a chance that I would do that. But I definitely at least once a week, maybe twice a week, I do take a nap. Like I'll lay on my office floor after our podcast. If we finish up at 5:30 and, I'll do some editing real quick and I don't have anything till 7, I'll take a quick half-hour nap. You know what I mean? Because, again, like you said, we're not...
No, even in the Marine Corps when I was working 18-hour days, wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning, earlier than that. Yeah. Wake up at 1, get to the shop by 2.
Get the trucks out.
Get everything ready by 2:30, then go pick up the Marines by 2:45, get them to the shop, get everyone out by 3:15, then the ranges would be good to go.
Yeah, yeah.
And then by, I had until about 5 before PT really started. So I was like, okay, hey, I got an hour. Do I go to the gym? Some days I did. Other days, I took a nap.
Yeah.
Because I was tired.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's like you have to play into, and I don't want to sound cliche or anything, but like you have to know yourself. You have to know your body.
Yeah.
If you know you want to achieve X, Y, and Z, and you know there's going to be a lot of work, you have to give yourself a little bit of leeway. You're not going to just smash out every task 100% back to back to back to back without going, man, I need a break. This is a little bit mentally, fatigued, or hey, today I've hit the limit. I've got to step out of the office today and just go take a walk, like clear my mind completely. But most people, it's hard for them in the beginning to do that because they're like, I gotta go. And then they just hit that grind, that wall so fast.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing to yourself?
Right.
It's like you can grind, but do it efficiently.
Right. And I was thinking about that this week as I'm laid up in bed, throwing up, you know what I mean? Not I have the worst headache. I got a fever. I got all of it. And I was like, man, I should actually probably figure out how to avoid burnout or at least avoid getting that burnout because like I get sick. Obviously I've got a toddler in daycare, right? So I'm going to get sick, but it's been where I'll be fine for a while. And then I'm so sick that I'm laid up for at least a day. You know what I mean? And it's totally attributed to not having enough rest, eating incorrectly, blah, 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 right?
Well,
which is being burnt out. And I didn't connect those dots until this week after somebody had asked about it. And I'm sitting in bed sick. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is burnout. Like I was like, whatever. It's normal, but that's exactly what it is. So I'm going to work on, adjusting some things to see if I can fix that. Like maybe we switch to going, like I'm going to switch to going to the gym 4 days a week. That way I'm not even worried about waking up early on one of those days. Have a nice, and then I get to sleep in for 3 days or something. I don't know. But that just so that I can help show somebody else what I do to avoid burnout, because I thought I was avoiding it, but truth is I wasn't. I'm just able to go a little bit longer than, most people. So I just, I hit a wall, and then we're able to pick things back up quicker only because we've been, I've been running into walls for the last 5 or 6 years consistently. So
well, that's part of the just, running a business, being able to
right.
hurdle over your bottlenecks.
Yeah.
And I mean, burnout, it is one of those things that obviously I don't encourage anyone to try to get to a burnout stage, but when you get to the burnout stage, you have to realize it's 9 times out of 10 because you neglected to take care of you.
Exactly.
Either you didn't eat enough,
Yep.
not enough, and if you even did eat enough, you only been eating fast food and stuff, so there's not enough nutrition. You didn't drink enough water, so you feel like the difference there of just drinking a gallon of water when you feel like just terrible, it will change you.
Yeah,
it's a shock.
Absolutely.
It's a shock. I drink coffee in the morning, but literally right after this, it changed everything with me drinking water all day.
Yeah. So, I did. I think I've talked about this on here already, but I did the Whole30 diet in January, right?
Yep.
In the last 2 weeks of January, I was more productive than I have been forever, right? Specifically.
So ironic enough, so you're telling me you changed your eating habits and you burnt out?
Yeah, that's what I'm getting. Yeah. So let me get to that point. So I did the Whole30 diet, and then I didn't want sugar anymore, but as soon as I was able to have it, I said, I'm gonna eat it. So February was an absolute wash of just garbage diet again, right? Right back to my old habits, which is my fault and my fault only. I'm not blaming anybody else. That completely on me. So this week I went to a real estate meetup on Tuesday night. So went to the gym at whatever. We get up 2:40, spent all day at work, didn't leave, and then went. Yeah, because we worked that morning too. We worked straight from. I mean, you stayed here till 8 or 9 a.m. And then I stayed here till 6, and then went to that real estate meetup until 8. Stayed a little bit later to network with a couple people, and then I said to myself, I've got a meal at home that I've just got to put in the air fryer for 12 minutes and I can eat it. Or I could stop and grab some gas station pizza. There's mistake number 1. So I stopped and grabbed Wawa pizza, and food poisoning. I mean, almost immediately. And it's not just like I eat pizza, right? And I have a dairy issue. I deal with that. But this was actual food poisoning. Like I got home and I could feel like it was stuck in the top of my stomach, right? And I was like, something's not sitting right. And then, about 2 o'clock, right before the alarm goes off, I texted you. Actually, you texted me and you were like, hey, I was up late last night. I'm not going to make it today. Mm-hmm. And I said, I think that's probably what my problem is. I was like, yeah, me too. I don't feel that great. I'm going to sleep a little bit. We'll just do the podcast at 4, whatever. And then 3:30 rolls around and I was woken up by the intense, immediate need to vomit. So I rush over.
Exorcist.
I have a little bit of, I just coughed like a normal cough and everything right into the toilet. It was terrible. Luckily I made it. And then that was it for the next 6 hours. I mean, every 30 minutes to an hour I was throwing up and I was like, this is terrible. And so I remember the last time at 1 o'clock I stopped throwing up, 1 p.m. So I was, which is way more than 6 hours, but whatever. 1 o'clock was the last time I threw up. I remember sitting in front of the toilet going, never again. I'm done. I'm going, but you've fixed me. I'm going back, and I'm sticking to
no sugar.
The Whole30. Yep, I'm done with crap food because this is what happens. You've taught me my lesson. So since then, I haven't eaten any. Have only eaten 1 meal since then. So, but I feel great.
Oh man's scared.
It was just potatoes and eggs, and everything's good. So
fear of life got struck
yeah,
into you.
exactly. So I'm going back to just eating healthy and to rehydrate yesterday, right? Because obviously I lost every bit of hydration. So Wednesday I had like 8 or 9 bottles of water and a thing of Pedialyte, and then
There you go. I was gonna ask if you had Pedialyte.
still wasn't
don't understand
hydrated.
that.
So yesterday I drank 2 liters of smart water, the super smart water that's like alkaline and blah 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 and supposed to
Ooh, fancy.
whatever. That was what really got me over the hump. Like I lost my headache, everything went away yesterday. I had my first meal yesterday. Everything was good. So now I'm back, feeling good. So anyway, that was that solidified it. I was eating like garbage and not having enough rest. So I need to make some changes. And that's, again, what this is all about, you guys. We're here to walk you through our mistakes so that you don't make them. And, yeah, so I'm back on Whole30. I'm going to stay on that, for the indefinite future. I may, once a month have a bowl of ice cream or something and just pray that I make it through that. But I love ice cream too much.
Pray that I make it through.
Actually, Ben & Jerry's, I think I told you about this. Ben & Jerry's has a dairy-free ice cream.
Well, no, I showed. I don't know if it was that kind, but ironically enough, I have the same issue.
Yeah.
So I think it was tried it a couple weeks ago, lactose free, and obviously that's the same thing. I'm not trying to be fancy here. Lactose free ice cream, and I was honestly shocked.
Yeah, I've tried. Go
The
ahead.
only thing that scares me is whenever you have to take out something, you typically need to add some things.
Yeah,
So I don't know what's worse.
I don't know. So that's why I went with
I
Ben
was
&
just
Jerry's.
thinking that.
Because I've done.
Go with the name brand, so if they poison you, you can sue them.
Yeah. I've tried a couple different ones, and that one tasted like real ice cream. I don't know what they're using. I think they use almond milk or something. But either way, it tasted the best.
Every once in a while, we go twisty treats.
Teddy Twisters. Twisty treat, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I'll get a vanilla root beer float because I don't know. It's just nostalgia for me when we used to go up to what was that, the ice cream garden?
Yeah.
And I deal with that once a month, but that's about it.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I may do once a month, but I'm just done with it. I've realized, and I have in the past, my diets have never been sugar-free or anything like that. They've just been healthier. And I felt better, but it wasn't like,
Massive.
Yes, but like this was a very clear, I felt amazing. Like a super.
Go back to eating correct.
Exactly. So it is very clear that I need to make that. I need to be disciplined enough to stick with it.
So I think it's ironic too. I think in the last month, I've eaten worse and I felt worse.
Yeah.
And it really is just that correlation. Like I always wondered why in the Marine Corps I could just be superhuman. It's also because
I was younger, that too.
Well, younger, but I don't even want to put it on that because I mean I know 54-year-olds right now that could smoke me.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
They're just insane.
Uh-huh.
I ate so much healthy food in the because I went to the chow hall.
Yeah.
And the thing is, there's not much bad food.
Yeah.
I mean, it might have all been powdered food, but
But there's a reason they have that food there. You know what I mean? Like, it's...
it literally 3 meals a day, and then I'd go home and eat because I was
Yeah.
I was hungry.
No, that is very true.
But it was all good,
It was clean.
food.
Yeah, it was
Well, maybe
cleaner.
not good, but it was clean food.
Yeah, it may not have tasted very well. Except for
Hot sauce.
I was lucky enough to have a hookup, multiple hookups at the chow hall, right? I was friends with most of them there. So, like...
Noff.
What? Excuse me?
I said noff
What is that? How does that have to do with me having friends at the chow hall?
because you were never operating. You were just sitting at the chow hall all the time.
No, it was... I mean, yes, but
Well, you know, my one trip that I did a week, I went to the chow hall and picked up some MREs and moved them over for supply.
yes, no, yes, but no. The actual reason was because all of the hookups and friends that I had from the chow hall. One was from
Same barracks, probably.
Well, yes, we were all in the same company. They're in the same barracks, but one was from MCT. We were good friends from MCT, and the rest of them, one I ran into on a weekend trip to an island, and we became friends. And the other ones, like I met while I was out not deployed. I don't consider it a deployment, but when we were out in the field, like when I went to Korea and stuff, they were on the same detachment as me, so good friends.
No, it's ironic. I always said, and I mean, you always hear it in the Marine Corps too, at least the upper. If you get into the right group, you want a couple friends. You want an admin. You want someone in the food industry. You want someone in supply.
Yeah, that comes back to networking outside. Not just motor.
And one in comm, because if your computer breaks,
yeah,
you want one of those
Absolutely.
networking geeks.
So, and again, we didn't look at it as networking back then, but that's really what it was.
But
I had
all of those.
I had contacts everywhere. Yep.
And the thing is,
it's crucial.
I was thinking about it the other day. I didn't have a whole bunch of like friends, but contacts, peers that I could call upon to get something done.
Right.
Oh my gosh, I had so many of those.
Yeah. Yeah. And so anyway, I had contacts at the chow hall. So they had gone through this thing where they had like a bucket of real eggs that they would make omelets with, right? Or they would fry up eggs with. And then if you wanted scrambled eggs, you had to get the powdered, nasty, not real eggs, scrambled eggs. So luckily I had the hookup, right? So I would go through the line and there'd be the Lance Corporal or the PFC that's serving, and then my hookup or the corporal or senior Lance or whatever would be behind them supervising. And so I would say, "Can I get some scrambled eggs?" And they'd go to scoop that, and my hookup would go, "What do you want?" I say, "Can I have 6 regular eggs and then scramble them?" And they would always, you're only allowed like 2. They would scoop out 6 and scramble them up for me and make my breakfast for me. It was great. So I had a hookup at the chow hall, which
So it's ironic. I'm not to anyone out there who else is like me who just hates eating breakfast. I hate it with a passion. My stomach hurts, but as soon as I start eating in the morning, I lose all appetite. Like it's just I need to eat very light food in the morning. If I eat anything heavy, which is ironic because I can eat a steak every morning, but I can't eat like cereal, anything like that. Dense. Right. I had literally the last few months in the Marine Corps, every single morning I'd go get a egg white omelet. But just to go on like the chow hall, you go in there and they're like, okay, little thing of like omelet that goes. I'm like, come on guys, come on. Yeah. And obviously, like I was a sergeant at that point, so like the staff sergeant, I knew he'd always come up and and like 2 scoops because I'd always get there before everyone else. Yeah. So he'd be like, the Lance Corporal would just be heating up the grill, and he'd come up and goes, "I got the first couple." Yeah. And I was like, yes.
There were the rules for good reason, because a lot of Marines would get a bunch of food and then throw it all away.
Oh no, it made sense.
Yeah.
And I mean, for the people who did, like, you could keep on going up. At least where we were. I know some chow halls didn't allow it, but the ones we were at, and luckily I was with the air wing at the end, you could just go up and just endless buckets of food. Remade. So.
Yeah, and that, we were only allowed to go up for seconds, and again, it was those small servings because too many people were wasting food. But I was on a bigger base than the air wing.
Yeah, so and the air wing just is funded.
Yeah, we had a ton of people. But anyway, to get back to the point of that whole conversation was, we were able to do more. We were a little bit younger, but we were eating better.
So much better.
By default. Like, we didn't...
Well, and it's those little things that, ironically enough, only time really shows you the lessons.
Yeah. And it's something that you don't even notice unless you really sit down and look at it.
And you're like, what really shifted?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, I've got burnt out, and it looks like haven't been eating good. Haven't been sleeping good. Oh, that's kind of weird. I don't have any energy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm mentally getting more fatigued.
Yeah.
Huh. Like, all the dots are aligning.
Right, and that's the whole reason that I did Whole30. And I recommend it to anybody who's, on the fence about trying something. The Whole30 is specifically for 30 days, and then you can decide what you want to do. I obviously decided to just give up on it immediately, and I'm not doing that this time. But it's really a great kind of reset to find out what works for you and what doesn't. So the point of it is you skip out on those certain foods for 30 days, and then on the 31st day you add one back in, and then you see
So
how
I can eat steak and eggs though, right? Like that's
Yeah.
the thing.
Yep.
And I don't eat anything on it. Like the steak is good enough. If
Yeah,
you
it's just
sear it.
no dairy, no sugar, no legumes, which is peanuts and peas and stuff, which that one doesn't make sense to me, but whatever. No carbs, no wheat, right?
So no bread.
No bread, no tortillas, no rice, no grains. That's what it is. No grains,
Ooh.
no rice, no popcorn, things like that. So
I eat a lot of sushi.
yep, it's a little weird. And then I think that's it.
No, I mean I guess I could still eat sushi.
Yeah, so rice is considered a grain, but
I just mean the sashimi.
yeah, no, you could absolutely. Yep. Fish is fine.
And I hope I said that right. If anyone's gonna check me, I'm probably
No,
wrong.
you said sashimi right.
Okay.
You got that one.
No, I'm saying like
You can't say twisty treat, but you got sashimi.
yeah. Let's go with the foreign word that I can
yeah.
slap on.
Nail that one.
But English, nah.
Yeah. So,
It's not my first language.
but yeah, so it's, again, it's a little bit annoying the first 2 weeks because you're breaking the bad habits and the addiction to sugar, which is one of the most addictive things in the world, that a lot of people just overlook, even though it's probably worse for you than, most other addictive things.
Well, yeah, I agree
Scientifically, I'm not just like that. Scientifically, if you look up some research, which we don't have that guy yet, and I can't take off of this screen to look.
We don't
stuff
have
up.
that guy yet.
Yeah, we don't have that guy to look stuff up for. We
Well-
can't say pull it up, Jamie, because we don't.
Well, no, and that's the thing is eventually we're gonna have to put someone over in that corner. That soundboard is gonna have to be.
Yeah,
over
all
there
of this
with
will
him.
be moved. Someone
And
else
it's
will
gonna be
handling
just-
this.
Hey, can you pull that up for us?
Yeah.
That's what we need right there. Is just a ginormous screen so they can see what we see.
Yeah.
Well, man, we had that over there and we didn't even use it at all. Like we could have.
Yeah, but again, we can't. I couldn't take away from this screen. As soon as this goes down, the camera.
I
shuts
know
off.
I was, but I should have connected mine.
Oh yeah, you could have. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's things you think about after.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, we're learning. We're getting. But someday we'll have our actual setup. This is
just
set up in
temporary
our
right now.
conference room at the moment, and it's working. That's the whole thing. Is
Yeah.
we did.
I mean, the light's gonna be a little tough on my head. It's a Friday, so there's not as much shininess. It's a little bit of hair.
yeah, no.
So
That's the lighting isn't great in here, but I don't care. The whole point of this is to have a conversation and keep moving forward and not stop. Keep
now have the equipment stop.
not have the equipment. I mean, literally, probably like the last one that we recorded on Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
We got shut off halfway, and I said, "Oh, we'll pick that one up," and then I deleted it on accident. As soon as I put it in here, I put that card in here. It reset the card. Boom,
Oh,
gone.
looks like we're not doing that one again.
So that one's gone.
And I know that we've done a couple that we just had to scratch. And I'm not even talking about the first couple. Like
Yeah,
there was
in
a couple
between.
in between. I think we've had to scratch 3 so far.
Yeah, and it's
And there was one really good one.
there's a couple really good ones, and it's fine though. Originally it pissed me off because I'm like, we just like that was a great conversation, and now it's gone. But all it did was strengthen our ability to speak in front of the camera because
Yeah.
I mean, you can tell. You go back and watch the first couple episodes, it's like we're super kind of weird about it, but now it's just really comfortable, and that's all we're doing is working out our muscles. You know what I mean? Essentially by doing this.
Yeah.
So yeah, we lost out on those 3, but I don't even care because we'll be good, moving forward because those ones are all lost out simply because the equipment went bad on us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was some sort of equipment issue that
And as you guys can see, we have fixed those equipment issues from now on.
yeah.
Now the next, well, I won't say that. I won't get ahead of myself. Any of the next upgrades are going to come when we start to make a little bit more profit from this.
Yeah, we this was the first expense before making any money, but it wasn't that great. You know what I mean? This wasn't too bad to get moving. So,
Well, no, and I mean, again, it's different because, guys, we did this, and you know what? Let me kind of dive into that for half a second here. Is most people try to do a podcast when they're not ready to do a podcast. They're
hold on. Let me before I lose this. You'll never be ready. Keep going.
well,
You've
no,
said that multiple times.
well, yeah, no, I agree that, but what I mean by that is, if you look at what they're doing, if they're trying to make some type of podcast towards educational subject, if it's just a um, you know, comedic podcast, start it. It's the only way you're gonna take action.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're gonna go talk about, I don't know, concrete, make sure you've done something with concrete.
So I see what your point is. What you're saying is,
We both have done years of business,
mm-hmm.
and we're both more or less to the point now to where our business are profitable.
Yeah, well,
Where this isn't such a financial burden to actually start something.
oh yeah, to spend a little bit of money.
That's what I'm going at.
Yeah, and also our obviously our end game is to have enough of a following to have a the ability to be monetized, right? But most people nowadays, and it bothers the shit out of me, and that's why I really like Joe Rogan's podcast, is because he's having a conversation, and that's it. He's not, on there to start selling things to people.
No, and then
that was our only
caveat. It was literally,
if we're doing this, we're not going to be shoving products down. Like, I don't want
No.
to sell anything.
like, eventually, like, we can break down how we do things, like the systems, different things that we utilize to make our jobs easier. But we're not here to go, hey guys, $14.99, you can buy X, Y, and Z. That's not that's never, and I think we've made it very clear to ourselves. If we are to make money from this, it's going to be from the monetization of
Just from having a following. That's it. That's
it's
the only, like, we want to be as, what's the word I'm looking for?
I'm going to say transparent.
There it is. That's exactly what I was trying to say. It's, transparent and give as much information as we can.
Yeah, we're just forthcoming with the information, and we're not.
Yeah, that was the whole thing when we decided to start this, was I don't want to be one of those companies that says, hey, today we're going to talk about personal development. If you want to know more, though, you need to subscribe to our coaching course. And
by the way, our sponsor today.
Well, someday we might have a sponsor.
Well, no, I mean in the sense of, hey, our sponsors this. By the way, go buy X, Y, and Z from them.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have no, now, if we've sponsored by Home Depot and they have a thing in the background that you can see Home Depot, awesome. Hey, guys, if you guys want to go check out our sponsor, go in, you can see who it is. Cool. Like, that's as far as I want to ever dig deep on, like, I don't care to do that. We make our own money is what I'm going at. And that's
Yeah, that's so like when you get monetized though, ads will pop up, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that but outside of that, we're not trying to sell our products to anybody. No. If people want to know more about us or they see stuff and they want to, then you go find us and do that on your own. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, hey guys.
No, I'm not going to drop a link and, hey, go to www.gobuyMycourse.com. By the way, I'm going to drop you in a community. It's going to be $97 a month to maintain yourself. And by the way, if you do that, you can upsell my products and make a profit off of selling all of them by 15%. Well, we will make an MLM company. Absolutely not.
But also,
no.
Also, the other thing that I hate is that they say, hey guys, you need to fix your sales process. That's tip number 1. How do you fix your sales process?
Buy my course.
Subscribe to the course and we'll teach you. Like, I'm going to teach you, like, if that's a question that we get, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
I'll show
How do
you
you fix
exactly
your
how I
sales
did
process?
everything. That's
Well, I sit down with my sales team. I'll break down step A through Z.
yeah.
And we start to figure out together, collectively as a team, how to collectively on ourselves.
Yeah.
Like, it's that simple.
That's it. Oh, let me see. This will be a test. We can't hear it right now, but fuck. Did it even work?
Jeez.
No, it totally did. Let's try it one more time. Bitch. All right, we're going to see in the recording if that bleeped. If not, I'll bleep it. Yeah.
Hey, guys, this did not work.
Yeah, there's going to be a random bleep in there. There's these cool buttons that we haven't quite figured out how to use. So we'll get that later.
And I want to point out, he's the one who's controlling the technology over there.
So that I haven't figured out how to use. It's Rudy's only here to talk. I do 90% of the work. So
Yeah, which I am very thankful for. I'm not complaining one little bit on. I'm very, very thankful for.
yeah. So, but we'll get eventually. You know, the goal is to have someone in here once we're monetized and once we are making money.
Yeah.
Once we have more than 6 followers, shout out to you 6. Once we have more than 6, we will hopefully make some money, and then we'll be able to pay somebody. We'll have a nicer setup, and we'll be able to just talk for hours. But, I mean, I'm already going to talk for hours. Like, that's going to start changing here pretty soon. 30 minutes is a thing of the past. So people better start getting ready to listen. Because now there's literally, I think we're able to record. This gives us 8 hours. The camera gives us 9. That's never going to happen.
You're tuning into today's episode of All Day with the Giessen Brothers.
We're going to do 8 hours of absolute garbage.
Did you say you wanted an entire workday with me in your ear?
Yeah. So, but anyway, the point is to say that we've got the equipment now to where that won't be an issue. So, we're going to get a schedule together probably before we leave today of who we should start having on here.
Oh, yeah. We got to reach out. And
I've talked to one now that we've got the equipment to come on next week, and then we start slamming these out. I also made a quick video. Actually, we should do that together. You know, telling people that we're going to start doing more than one a week, posting more than one a week. Obviously, we record more than one a week, but we're going to try and start posting more than one a week. That way, for different, you know.
I'm going to tag my assistant in something real quick and get her to start doing it.
Okay.
Because I'm going to forget, my friend.
That's okay.
And she now has access to my stuff, so she can post for me.
This is what I was going to do. Good morning, everybody. We're in the middle of shooting a podcast, so whoever's listening to this gets to listen to me recording a reel. But we wanted to tell you guys that coming up soon, we're going to be posting more than one episode a week, probably at least 2, probably 2 different series. And then also wanted to show off the new equipment we're finally set up over here to be able to record more than 30 minutes without having any issues. So keep an eye out for... Damn it, it cut off on me.
Keep it. Oh, no.
We'll hit another one. Oh, man, you know what else?
You know what's ironic? Hey guys, I hope, like, whoever is listening to this, you are seeing the real life of what happens in an influencer's day.
We're not influencers. Don't put that on us yet. Here we go. My bad, that cut off on me. Anyway, what?
Is it again?
No, I just restarted the video because it cut off on me. Anyway, keep an eye out for what's coming up, guys. We'll talk to you soon. The other thing that I wanted to say, too, is that we're going to try and go live. I didn't put that on here, but I'll post that afterwards. We're going to try and go live once a week for those 6 followers. That way you guys can hang out with us, maybe ask us a couple questions so that we can answer them. That's probably only going to happen on YouTube because I don't know where else to do that. But anyway, those are just a couple things that we're working on. So I don't know. Do you want to call it there today? We're at 39 minutes.
Yeah, we're really just having a conversation today. It's really not
That's it, yeah.
anything crazy.
Yeah, we'll try. Yeah, so, the 2 episodes a week, it'll be 2 series. We'll have one that's specifically for personal development and then one where we just shoot the shit. And we'll probably, shoot. Regardless, whenever the guest is on, it'll probably be on the business episode. You know what I mean? Because those are.
And I mean, in a sense, I mean, we can do multiple things.
We'll do anything.
We can just say episode 1 podcast with podcast. Well, with podcast, geez, it is a podcast with guest.
Yeah,
and just
So
it's not that bad. It's easy.
Yep. And as always, anything you guys want to see, let us know, because there's been some great feedback.
Or here.
I forget that some people are listening and some people are watching. That's anything you want to consume. Let us know. So yeah, I guess we'll close it out there. Anything else?
No.
All right. Good. Well, let's go ahead and try the applause button. All right. Thanks. Yep. All right. We'll see you guys later.